fight.
Margarito is getting hit flush with every right hand. There's
Bum,
another one. There's a
bum, 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 bum.
And there's the white towel from the corner. And Shane Mosley has a...
What happened? You not walking them down?
There's a big left hook. Why not stop it now? And there's the white towel from the corner. And Shane Mosley.
1983, Louis Resto beat undefeated prospect Billy Collins Jr. in a 10.
Yo, look at that nigga face, man. He looked like he got hit with a couple bricks, a bat. I'm talking about a TV. He got hit with a refrigerator. Oh my God, yeah.
When the fight was over, Billy's father/trainer went to shake Resto's hand, and you could see him notice that all the padding was out of his gloves, and he alerted the commissioner right away. As the refs are inspecting the gloves, Resto's trainer, Panama Lewis, nervously starts telling them that those are the gloves that were given to them.
Difficult for a father to deal with seeing his son in that condition and to get
Most cases, I would agree with you.
yeah.
After an investigation, it was revealed that the padding had been removed from each glove, and Resto's hands were wrapped with plaster of Paris. Billy Collins suffered from a torn iris and permanently blurred vision.
This is, yo, nah, that's crazy. Damn. Yo, what? Yo, that dude need to be, his trainer and him need to be beat with a bat to death. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna. Yo, what is this?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
That's just to win a fight, bro?
Come on, man.
Una persona que utiliza un arma en contra de otra.
Be careful when you load your gloves, because one day you might have to fight clean. Miguel Cotto didn't live with a loss. He lived with a violation.
Damn.
Antonio Margarito hadn't just beaten him. He had walked him down, broken his face, and left him drowning in his own blood beneath the lights of Las Vegas. In a fight that was never fought on equal terms.
He was hitting Cotto with bricks.
Yeah.
That's all I know for sure. And he could have killed him. Cotto went through a life-threatening experience.
He said he was hitting him with bricks.
Antonio Margarito, once the boogeyman of the division until he was exposed.
Hey, man. Hey, look, man, y'all already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, bro, for more Boxing Legends reactions, bro. And check the Boxing Legends reaction playlist, man. But, hey, I heard about this story, but you know how people just be talking about he cheated. I didn't really know. He actually had, what is that? Is that semen for real, or is it some type of hardening or something?
Cotto from Puerto Rico for the WBA welterweight title. Not to be confused with the WBO welterweight title that Margarito had earlier. I know. Boxing just makes
Like dumb shit like this. This is what I'm talking about with the boxing. Like, why can't we just have one belt and the best in the world go for one belt? Like, what is this, man?
up a bunch of different belts. This fight took place in Las Vegas and was Margarito's first ever main event fight at a pay-per-view event, making this his highest paid fight to date. So we had a lot of incentive to win this one.
Oh damn,
Cotto went back into his corner at the end of round 2 with a bloody nose, and if you look, he even has a cut above his left eye, which isn't typical. Boxers have been knocked out in the first 2 rounds plenty of times before, but to have a bloody nose and a cut that early isn't common.
Damn. And he got a damn.
The next few rounds were pretty much the same, with Margarito just chasing Cotto all over the ring, having him on the ropes. Now, I know I'm making it seem like Cotto was just getting beat up in this fight so far, but honestly, whenever they get in striking distance and trade blows, Cotto shows that he's the more skilled boxer. He was hitting him with cleaner, sharper punches, and his defense looked pretty good too. The judges had him winning the first 5 rounds.
Damn,
The
they had
problem
Cotto up.
is, Margarito seems to be taking every single punch thrown at him, and he seems to be gaining more energy as the fight goes on. Look, Cotto's hitting him with some good shots, but he just keeps coming forward, coming forward, coming forward. Imagine you hit someone with the hardest punch you have, and he just takes it and starts running towards you. That's one of the most discouraging feelings.
Yo,
He's just
crazy,
playing great
man.
defense, but there's only so many punches that you could block. The announcer even points out how hesitant Cotto looks, even though he's technically outboxing Margarito.
When they stand still and trade, Cotto lands more punches. But he doesn't want to do it much. He wants to keep moving away.
In round 6, Cotto was again still technically winning the fight, but as announcer Max Kellerman says, Margarito's really getting to him.
I think Cotto's actually dominating this round again. But Margarito is really making him pay a price in this round with those body shots.
Round 7 is where everything will go downhill for Cotto. In this round, Margarito would get all over him, not letting up, throwing punch after punch after punch, clearly stunning him a little over a minute into the round.
Damn.
By the end of this round, Margarito appears to have blood all over his body. And we didn't realize it was Cotto's blood until the camera pans to his corner and he has blood all over his face, coming from his nose and his mouth. He even got some blood on the camera. In my opinion, the fight should have been over in the 10th round, but Cotto showed heart and he didn't want to quit. Then, less than 2 minutes into the 11th round, he finally took a knee, as Margarito was able to give him his first knockdown ever in his career, and you could see the damage done to his face.
Oh yeah.
And Cotto goes to a knee.
32 career fights, and this was the first time he's ever been knocked down. He survived the 10 count, but you could see that he couldn't keep taking this abuse, and less than a minute later, Evangelista Cotto, Miguel's uncle and trainer, threw in the towel, and Antonio Margarito gave Miguel Cotto his first career loss, taking his WBA title belt away from him in an overwhelming victory. Margarito is now the #1 welterweight in the world. Now, the thing with a lot of fighters, especially one as tough as Cotto, is when they suffer a loss, they don't want to make any excuses, no matter how off things may have seemed. This win was just considered a dominant performance by a top boxer. It went unnoticed at the time, but as Margarito celebrated, something looked a little odd. Right here on his left hand, you see his hand wrap is torn, which would make no sense if it's just gauze, because gauze doesn't rip that way, especially not.
I did, like, why the fuck was it torn? Like, do they usually tear like that? Tear like that?
Soon, this fight and Margarito's entire career would all come into question.
Because they don't usually, how the fuck they rip through like that?
On January 24th, 2009, 6 months after the Miguel Cotto fight, Antonio Margarito was scheduled to defend his title against Shane Mosley at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Antonio was the heavy favorite to win this bout at 4.5 to 1. Mosley's own wife even told him that he would lose.
She said, you'll have to give me $2 million because you're going to lose anyway. And it's going to be the last $2 million you ever get.
Damn.
And your fight career, you're 39 years old, you're old.
Her comments gave Mosley a little extra motivation to win this one, as they
she was talking reckless.
That's just crazy.
I'd have left that man.
As soon as they touched gloves to start the fight, the announcer casually revealed something that was going on behind the scenes.
Just minutes ago, the commissioner of boxing, Dean Lohaus, reported to us that an illegal pad was found in Margarito's gloves, something that would harden when wet.
That would harden when wet? Now we getting the real scoop behind what's really going on. I had to go to another video to find this. Yo, what?
Gloves, something that would reported to us that an illegal pad was found in Margarito's gloves, something that would harden when wet, and that his hands had to be rewrapped 3 times.
Damn!
So, in professional boxing, it's standard protocol for someone from each fighter's camp, like a trainer or a cut man, to watch the hand wrapping of the opposing fighter in the locker room before the fight, just to prevent any funny business, such as excessive tape, padding, or any foreign substances. The opposing trainer has to watch and approve the process, and this all happens under the supervision of a boxing commission official. When boxers wrap their hands, under certain guidelines, they're allowed to use padding for their knuckles, usually just gauze or tape. While Antonio Margarito was getting his hands wrapped by his trainer Javier Capetillo, Mosley's trainer Nazim Richardson, who was already suspicious of Margarito, said he felt funny about the way Margarito's right hand was wrapped. He saw one of the knuckle pads on the table that he was about to put in his left glove, and he picked it up and inspected it. Listen to him tell the story.
So I checked the pad, and when I checked the pad, it felt hard. So then the commissioner felt that, he said, that feels pretty hard. The commissioner flipped it open, and a block fell out of it.
Richardson then brought the pads to Mosley's doctor and said that the pads were wet and the material was similar to the material used to make cast, which has all the symptoms of plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris is a material that starts out as a paste, and when you add water to it, it hardens after a few minutes. If a boxer was to put some in his hand wraps and his hands start to sweat, it would harden, and the further into the fight you get, the plaster would get harder and harder. This is what they used to make statues, sculptures, and casts.
That's nasty. Nah, he should be. Oh, that's nasty work. That's nasty work, boy.
When you break an arm or something, and Margarito tried to sneak this into his gloves. He was gonna go out there and fight Shane Mosley with basically a plate in his glove, which could have seriously hurt him. At this point, it was all speculation, however, and the material found in the glove still had to be tested. Another thing was that these knuckle pads already looked used. They were discolored as if they had been sweaty before and had dried blood on them, which would lead one to believe that these pads were used already. And remember this, because we're going to revisit this later. The pads were confiscated and sent for testing, and Margarito was ordered to rewrap his hands, even under closer supervision, and surprisingly, they didn't disqualify him and they still let him fight.
That's crazy, son.
I'm not even going to waste you guys' time. He got destroyed in this fight. Isn't it funny how when there's no bricks in your gloves, you don't seem to apply as much pressure as you did in the past?
Yeah, you're not walking people down and shit.
Fight and would not let up. And again, he had extra motivation because of his wife telling him he wasn't going to win.
Said he could have had whatever he had in the ring, he wouldn't win that night. That night, it was on. That night, it was like, I will fight this with whatever he got because I am not losing because I'm going to show her. Like, really? That's what you think about me? Okay. So I went in there. That's why it looked the way it looked when I fought. It looked like I was fighting for real because I was fighting for real. I was fighting.
Mosley would win every single round and ended up winning the bout in a 9th round TKO after the ref had to stop the fight.
Margarito is getting hit flush with every right hand.
Bum,
There's
bum,
another one. There's a big
bum,
left hook.
bum, bum, bum.
And there's the white towel from the corner. And Shane Mosley has a...
What happened? You not walking them down?
Ended up winning the bout in a
He's
9th
not
round
walking
TKO
them down?
after the ref had to stop the fight.
Margarito is getting hit flush with every
Goofy.
right hand. There's another one. There's a big left hook. Why not stop it now? And there's the white towel from the corner. And Shane Mosley has annihilated Antonio Margarito.
I don't even know if I could show that type of brutality on YouTube. While it was a great night for Mosley, this would begin the downfall of Margarito, and although they let him fight that night, his scandal didn't just end there.
He shouldn't let him fall. Goofy ass nigga. This is what I came here for
Just
right
a few
here.
days after Margarito was brutally beat down by Shane Mosley, it was revealed that the pads were tested by the California Department of Justice Laboratory, and the substance was in fact plaster of Paris.
Damn.
Margarito and his trainer, Javier Capetillo, then had a hearing where Capetillo claimed that he made a mistake putting those inserts in Margarito's gloves. He claimed that he reached in his bag to grab knuckle pads to wrap Antonio's hands, but accidentally grabbed the pads that had plaster of Paris in them, which I don't even know why he would have those in his bag in the first place.
Yeah, like why the fuck?
If anyone has an explanation for this, let me know in the comments.
Why would you? Yeah, like let me know.
He also said that it was all his fault and Margarito had no idea what was in his wraps. After this hearing, both Margarito and Capetillo were both suspended from boxing for an entire year, which many thought was a light punishment.
Yeah.
The last time this happened, someone got jail time.
Bro, he tried to kill
On June 16th, 1983, Louis Resto beat undefeated prospect Billy Collins Jr. in a 10-round unanimous decision at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, right back.
On June 16th, 1983, Louis Resto beat undefeated prospect Billy Collins Jr. in a 10.
Yo, look at that nigga face, man. He looked like he got hit with a couple bricks, a bat. I'm talking about a TV. He got hit with a refrigerator. Oh my God, yeah.
Round unanimous decision at Madison Square Garden. When the fight was over, Billy's father/trainer went to shake Resto's hand, and you could see him notice that all of the padding was out of his gloves, and he alerted the commissioner right away.
A lot of excitement here. You can call for just like the old days, huh? You can't.
His father's in the corner with him. Billy Collins. The father is in the corner.
As the refs are inspecting the gloves, Resto's trainer, Panama Lewis, nervously starts telling them that those are the gloves that were given to them.
Difficult for a father to deal with the seeing his son in that condition and to get.
In most cases, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
After an investigation, it was revealed that the padding had been removed from each glove and Resto's hands were wrapped with plaster of Paris.
Bro, these niggas should be in jail under the jailhouse, nigga. Fuck is you doing? You trying to kill a nigga? You can literally kill a nigga. I'm sorry. You can kill a dude. You can kill, bro. What is they got going on? He went in there with, yo, hold on. That dude was like, commish. I'm like, this is crazy. Anyway, let me know in the comments if y'all knew about this. If y'all knew about this story in 1983, let me know if y'all knew about this. But you seen in the face, he looked like he got hit with.
His father's in the corner with him. Billy Collins. The father is in the corner.
As the refs are inspecting the gloves, Resto's trainer, Panama Lewis, nervously starts telling them that those are the gloves that were given to them.
Difficult for a father to deal with the seeing his son in that condition and to get.
You ain't no Lewis, nigga.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
After an investigation, it was revealed that the padding had been removed from each glove and Resto's hands were wrapped with plaster of Paris. Billy Collins suffered from a torn iris and permanently blurred vision.
This is, yo, that's crazy. Yo, what? Yo, what? Yo, that dude need to be, his trainer and him need to be beat with a bat to death. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna, yo, what is this?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
That's just to win a fight, bro?
Come on, man.
To win a fight? Money? Oh, nigga's weird, bro. It'd be smack.
It was revealed that the padding had been removed from each glove and Resto's hands were wrapped with plaster of Paris.
You try to kill a nigga?
Billy Collins suffered from a torn iris and permanently blurred vision, which ended his career, and months later, he drove into a water tunnel, tragically ending his life at just 22 years.
Man. Niggas need to be.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I don't get it, bro. Like, bro, come on, bro. What type of decisions? Like, bro. Bro. All right, bro. I don't even know what to say to these.
Billy Collins suffered from a torn iris and permanently blurred vision, which ended his career, and months later, he drove into a water tunnel, tragically ending his life at just 22 years old, which his father believes was self-inflicted because he couldn't box anymore. Resto and Panama Lewis were both put on trial and found guilty of assault, criminal possession of a weapon, and conspiracy. Resto was served 2.5 years in jail, and Panama Lewis served 4 years. That's the same punishment that people think Margarito should have gotten.
2.5? That nigga should have got the book. 2.5?
There was no assault because they caught him with the plaster before the fight, but how was there no conspiracy charge or a weapons possession charge if it was the same material? Either way, this was the beginning of people doubting Margarito's entire career. By this point, everybody was wondering the same thing. Has he used his plaster in any other fight? When did this start? A lot of fans speculate that when he lost his belt to Paul Williams in 2007, which had cost him a big payday, that was when he decided that something had to change. His first fight after that was his fight against Golden Johnson, where he knocked him out in less than 2 minutes into the first round. After taking a few punches early, Johnson wasn't even worried about throwing a single punch in this fight. He was only worried about dodging Margarito's punches.
Them shits was hurting. He was throwing bricks for real.
If his hands were wrapped with plaster here, it shows that he was willing to do whatever it took to get back to a big fight, and he got it when he got to fight Miguel Cotto. This scandal had everybody thinking Margarito for sure cheated during the Miguel Cotto fight. So I noticed something. When it came time to touch gloves before the fight, it could just be me, but is Margarito avoiding directly tapping gloves with Cotto? I wonder why. Let me know what you guys think. Remember earlier when I said that the pads with the plaster that were found before the Mosley fight appeared to be used and had blood on them? Well, that would lead one to believe that those were the same pads he used during the Cotto fight.
Look like his shit.
Not to mention, The picture from after the fight, with his hand wrap ripped, was actually used by the California Department of Justice as evidence during the hearing where he ended up getting suspended.
He should have got a book.
Alfonso Gomez, who has sparred with Margarito in the past, said that Margarito broke his nose in the sparring session and that nobody has ever hit him that hard before.
Do you think Margarito had used previous? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
No hesitation.
No. Let me tell you why. Personally, I've sparred many people. I mean, growing up as an amateur, I would spar a lot of people. And one time I sparred against this guy in LA boxing when it was in Washington. This one guy named Margarito.
Ooh.
He broke my nose in sparring.
What? Shit.
No, but I have never been hit so hard in my life.
So even in sparring, you think he was using that?
Damn,
You felt
Daniel.
it? You felt something?
I mean, I told my dad, like, fuck, like, I've never been hit so hard in my life.
If he loaded his raps in a sparring match, that would be ridiculous. He's just doing too much at that point. The thing with people who cheat and just do illegal things is you don't normally get caught the first time you try. Once you get away with it for so long, you end up getting too comfortable, which leads to you getting sloppy, and that's how people get caught. The night of the Mosley fight, Margarito chose the wrong one to try to pull a fast one on. Nazim Richardson, Mosley's trainer, was the one that realized he was trying to put cement in his gloves, and he apparently has a keen eye for this. On September 29, 2001, Felix Trinidad was set to fight Bernard Hopkins at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Richardson at the time was Hopkins' trainer, and while he was watching the glove wrapping process, he noticed that Trinidad was using excessive wrapping and tape in a way that would make the wraps harder, which would give him an unfair advantage. Richardson would demand that he get rewrapped, but Trinidad said that if he has to rewrap, then he's not gonna fight, which is the guiltiest thing anybody can do.
I just was talking to Mel Southard of the New York State Athletic Commission, and he said that Felix Trinidad's hand wrap was apparently illegal. Bernard Hopkins' camp is complaining about it, protesting. They want him to rewrap his hands. Right now, Trinidad has said, if I have to rewrap, I will not fight. They're in there right now.
We ain't fighting
Don
big
King
bro.
and the New York State Athletic Commission trying to get this worked out. As soon as we find out a little bit more, we'll let you know. Back to you, Jim. Felix Trinidad has agreed to rewrap his hands with a lot of consternation from a whole lot of people in this locker room. They finally got it settled. The problem apparently was that his hands were wrapped, according to someone from the Hopkins camp, hard as a cast. Everybody got in there, the New York State Athletic Commission got in there, and somebody convinced him that he had to do this because of the magnitude of the night. They are rewrapping the right hand. The dispute was only about his right hand. They're rewrapping it right now. That's his father, Don Felix. There also is someone here from the Hopkins camp and from the New York State Athletic Commission. They're rewrapping now, and they have someone in the other locker room right now watching and observing the way that Hopkins' hand is being wrapped.
His hands eventually got rewrapped, and Hopkins won the fight with a 12-round
knocked
TKO.
out.
Years later, Richardson became Shane Mosley's trainer, and heading into the Margarito fight, he already had suspicions about Margarito. He said that when he saw the fight against Cotto, he found it odd that he can hit Cotto in the head and elbow, places that boxers usually hurt their hands when they hit, and his hands were unaffected.
There's things you see, certain things you can watch a fight.
I didn't even notice that.
You see a guy throwing shots, hitting guys on the top of the cranium, hitting guys on the elbow, hitting guys in their hands and never hurting. Stop doing that. Because every fighter, we teach our fighters, hit a guy in that cranium and mess your hand up. Okay, how you wrap that hand? You see a guy can just come in and just punch anywhere. That's strange to me, man.
Mosley also said that they had already caught wind of the fact that Margarito's gloves may or may not be loaded and to beware. Nonetheless, Richardson's vigilance potentially saved Shane Mosley's life.
Real.
Margarito's suspension would end in 2010, and he would fight Roberto Garcia in May, which he would win by decision. Then in November, he would fight Manny Pacquiao, where he would lose in a unanimous decision after Pacquiao broke his eye socket.
Damn!
After this, the fight that we all needed to see was scheduled.
Ooh, broke his eyes out. Thank you, Manny Pacquiao. That's why.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Yeah.
¿Cuál roto? Esa es una foto. Mira los vendajes se los llevaron. Los vendajes los tienen. Eso no tenía el vendaje. Entonces, mira los vendajes en vivo. El mismo vendaje que te quitaron. De Mosley tenía el mismo rojo.
Found guilty of illegal hand wraps, Margarito had disgraced a nation and the sport. Yet boxing has a cruel way of giving villains a second chance. But this time, no plaster, no shadows, no excuses. This was clean, and it was personal.
They said they did it off the pictures, or they actually took his gloves after the fight and did it.
Pega como niña. It's like a little girl. Pega más fuerte mi cuñado, el enano. Ninguno. Entonces, simplemente. ¿Qué estás alegando entonces? No, estoy alegando lo que es la foto. Por eso. Te gané. Sí, eso yo lo voy a volver a hacer. Y así tú me vendes, quien me vende, te vuelvo a ganar. ¿Tú crees? Y así yo creo.
Cotto wasn't here to avenge a loss. He was here to erase a memory. Madison Square Garden erupted. A nation watched. We take you to the action. Welcome back to Fight Story.
Hold on. They let him get back. Hold on. So he actually got caught using it, and they let him get back in the ring? That nigga should have been banned for life. Fuck. What you doing? Bro, he was hitting somebody with basically cement. What we do? What? He was actually throwing bricks. Like,
and Colonel, the two early questions.
We talk about stone hands. We talk about
it has been overflowing, affecting
Roberto Duran. He was actually.
Margarito looks awfully cool. I don't think it's
Roberto.
From the opening bell, Cotto was sharp, fast hands, clean movement, snapping jabs. A man fighting with purpose.
You know, he didn't have his hand.
He had in his glove or in his wrap. But right now, Cotto is
they talking about it during the fight. That's crazy.
Margarito, as always, marched
Jab.
forward, chin high, gloves low. But this time, Cotto wasn't backing up. He was boxing with discipline, circling, countering, and making Margarito pay.
We talked about him training in that altitude and fighters, so this is something new. And we asked Cotto.
Caught him.
The Puerto Rican crowd roared with every punch that found its mark. Cotto was painting a picture. Precision over pressure, skill over stubbornness.
Second round. There's a nice combination there. He wanted a bunch of punches, Juan Laborte by Margarito. Right back comes Cotto with his quick two-punch combination, and then back he goes. He goes by him and tries to reset himself up again.
Body shot.
Kind of a heavy blow on the inside there. They cut Cotto to the solar plexus.
Good right hand by Margarito, his best punch of the fight.
Championship fights. He's at 157 championship rounds.
Ooh, big meats.
Only losses.
Cut.
Margarito cut already.
Was
that a punch?
Yes, I believe so. I didn't see a cut.
See the heads come together either.
But it's specific.
Margarito look like he's slow. Like,
and he's
hold on, let him
cut
shit
by
go.
that right eye, and he's almost squinting down.
Damage in the first half. There won't be a rally. And damage to that eye.
Squinting down.
That body shot like it hurt him.
There won't be a rally. And damage to that eye. Well, the corner, the doctors are going to be very, very concerned about that.
Well, with all the discussions and everything that went on with the New York State Athletic Commission, they're not going to let this guy lose an eye in this fight. This is Margarito trying to battle back. Cotto tries to keep the fight going, and this is what they came for.
Margarito throwing him. Oh, he like to drop.
Cotto just sharper with his punches and more powerful with his punches.
Much more powerful. He spun the head that time with the left hook. Margarito shakes his head no, but that's his style to do that. Another left hook.
Bum.
Right hand on top of that left eye.
Knock him out.
Hooks up around the right eye.
By the fourth round, the damage was showing. Margarito was cut, and his right eye was beginning to swell. The crowd smelled blood, but Cotto stayed calm. He boxed beautifully, measured, precise, and punishing without desperation.
Prohibitive crowd that's with him. Take him out of his fight plan to outbox this guy.
Great point.
Overhand right.
Nothing significantly landed. Cotto doing a nice job parrying again with these punches. He has those gloves up high, and he's blocking a lot of stuff that Margarito's throwing.
Here comes Margarito, Colonel.
I still can't believe, bro, there is no way he actually had cement or plaster or whatever in his gloves, bro, and they let him fight again. Like, let's keep it real, bro. If that actually happened, bro, like, what's really going on?
Now, there's no quitting this guy. There's no question about it. He's going out in his shield.
Right.
Just
Getting
the
his ass
fourth
whooped,
round
though.
and a lot of action in this fight. The crowd absolutely loves it here in Madison Square Garden. 54. Reigning champ Miguel Cotto.
Oh, fast as
Cotto-Margarito
hell.
was a three-time world champ in his own right.
The tornado, what you doing?
Round TKO in March this year defended that title that he won that night against Ricardo Mayorga. That time he tried to go by him and push him by, which is a slick boxing move.
Margarito did what he always did. He kept coming. No fear, no retreat, just blind aggression. He landed a few body shots, tried to drag Cotto into a war, but Cotto refused.
All the rest of the stuff didn't matter anymore.
Nah, man. Once you're in there, I mean, everything changes.
Margarito back in the third round, but the corner's done an excellent job closing him.
Jab.
And if Cotto's effective with that jab, that right eye is where the jab will land.
Margarito doesn't seem that concerned about it because he's not holding his right hand up as high as what you'd think he would be doing. Steve Smolder lets him fight on the inside, which is good.
That's no good for Cotto right there.
No.
To get a hit with an uppercut.
He would like to execute. Remember, last round was pretty close, and this round's fairly close.
Ain't gonna lie.
Two clean shots by Cotto.
Margarito won.
By the middle rounds, Margarito pushed harder, relentless, determined, fighting on instinct. He had his best moment in the 6th, walking through fire to land his shots to the body and head. But Cotto stayed composed, never losing his rhythm.
You know, they're telling him contrasting things. I hear him over there telling him to jab. Jab, jab, right hand, left uppercut.
That was a good left uppercut by Margarito, maybe his best punch of the fight.
But, you know, Margarito's going to start gaining some confidence because, I mean, Cotto just moving around.
And you wonder what else he's saying to him. If what did you say he said to him about his punches? He hits like a girl.
Yeah.
He do keep coming, boy.
You wonder if he said that to him. I wouldn't be saying that. I want to go the full 12 rounds of this fight. I think the head bounced off his chin that time of Miguel Cotto.
By the end of the 7th, Cotto landed a clean 1-2 right after the bell. Margarito shrugged it off, tried to smile through it, but his face told a different story. The right eye was completely shut.
Done.
The swelling, grotesque.
Bad spot above the eyes. You can't see out of it right now, I don't believe.
He's got this one eye.
He's got one eye. He's got to dance around, takes a quick shuffle step into the left hook. Steve Smolder looking at the eye. And
need more left hooks, Cotto.
He's been told to make sure that eye is okay.
And just to remind the viewers,
this guy is here to fight. Shuffling back and forth. Sneaky right hand lead that time by Miguel Cotto. Miguel, to me, couldn't be fighting a better fight, I don't think.
I'm with you.
Caught him with a good left hook again on top of that. And from now on,
it was quick and short.
Cotto that's really boxing terrifically tonight. This is a wonderful, wonderful exhibition of the best of championship boxing.
First time these two.
It's not the same Margarito that fought him before. But again, I keep going back to the
Pacquiao.
Yeah, the lacing that he took from Pacquiao. I don't know how he could ever be as good.
Oh!
But he's game, I'll tell you that. Closing seconds of the 8th round. Cotto's just outboxed him here in the 8th, doing just what he has to do. Crowd loves it, listen.
Definitely.
Just keep circling to the left. Just stay on top of that. Left hook's right hand straight down the middle on top of that eye. Nice uppercut.
They heard him too.
Left hook's right hand straight down
nasty.
the middle on top of that eye. Nice uppercut.
They heard him too.
And Margarito lets out a scream of seemingly delight for getting hit.
Oh, that combination of punches by Miguel Cotto. Look at this stuff.
Margarito was fighting with one eye, and Cotto knew it. He stepped forward, unleashed combinations. Margarito tried to smile through it, but the punches kept landing. He couldn't see, he couldn't win.
Nice stiff jab. Cotto fighting the perfect fight. Outboxing this guy. Hitting him with the heaviest shots. Showing nice defense with his hands high. Walking him back on his heels so he can't be hurt.
You can get overexcited against the guy you hit so easily and go for a KO when you shouldn't. He never did that.
I'd say he's
snap his head back.
Now. In the very closing seconds of the 9th round, though, and Margarito, when he hears the crowd, he actually gets an adrenaline flow.
Yeah, good right hand by Margarito there. A good comeback punch.
That ends the 9th. And the doctors will go in again. That's another Cotto round.
At the end of the 9th, the doctors had no choice but to wave it off. Margarito's eye was shut completely.
Another doctor talking away there. And Smoger just as important. It's over. It's all over.
Miguel Cotto didn't just beat Antonio Margarito. He restored his
Right
honor.
there. Hold up. Couldn't answer the bell for the 10th round. And the doctor said no anyway.
It don't matter who it is. We gonna
Didn't just beat Antonio Margarito.
You want to fight with cement gloves? We gonna celebrate her sadness. Why you sad?
Restored his honor.
Didn't hold up. Couldn't answer the bell for the 10th round. And the doctor said no anyway. He could have actually answered.
Margarito stood broken. Cotto, calm and composed, finally free. This wasn't vengeance. It was redemption.
I gotta get
Miguel Cotto reclaimed his name and proved that justice in boxing can still be beautiful.
After the fight was stopped, you went to Margarito's corner and stared at him for what seemed like quite a while. Why?
Just to look at him, you know, and taste my victory on him.
What were you saying to him when you were trying to get to him in the corner moments ago?
I just trying to pick my people from there and bring him to my corner. I don't have to say anything to him.
You're known as a very good sportsman. Usually after fights, we see you embrace your opponent. How do you feel about Antonio Margarito right now after that fight?
He means nothing to me. I'm here with all my crowd, with all my people. And like I told you before, he means really nothing for me.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This man is dangerous. He a danger to society. Oh yeah, he a danger to society. Yeah, he should have got jail time for that. Yeah, he should have got jail time for that. That's assault. Nigga with a deadly weapon. Let's keep it real. Look, man, like, comment, subscribe, bro. Let me know in the comments what you want me to react to next. And I'm seeing y'all next one, man. No,